We're here on the Dig. That's the name of the mission. It's called the Dig.
The Dig. It is a combination. It is one of these combination museums and dig sites.
Yeah, which is actually typically a bad idea, and in fact, that's what the archaeologist Drake, who's hired us, is basically objecting to. This place belonged to a rich guy, and the rich guy was like, "Hey, I've found ancient artifacts beneath my house," which turned out to actually be true, which is somewhat crazy. I think the suggestion is they may have been kind of put there by the return of magic to the world. Grand opening coming 2057. Cool. So our brief is to steal from these catacombs, or rather from the museum that's been built into the entrance of the catacombs, 2 cool books. They were tomes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember everything Drake told us about them, but he said, yeah, tomes. I was almost expecting someone to jump out and attack us. That hasn't happened yet. And he also said, if you find other stuff, feel free to break and loot it, which I don't quite understand why he's okay with that as an archaeologist. I think he thinks of it as a cover story, but there's certainly a lot of museum stuff here.
Perhaps I think his view is, well, these are shadow runners. They're basically ungovernable. They're going to be doing behavior like this anyway. Might as well,
use it to fulfill my agenda, which is basically to get back at his former client who has offended his sense of archaeology. So I'm a little suspicious of all these kind of artifact values. Right. They look almost too valuable, but
I think I remember how this mechanic works. So breaking each one of these is going to add to the alarm threshold. And when we hit the top of the alarm threshold, obviously the alarms go off and at least part of the minigame stops, or we have to do a combat or something. So I think we're incentivized to steal the highest value objects.
Yeah. Well, that could be difficult because I wasn't memorizing everything. Though I see here, dragon scales, Utahraptor skull. But the thing is, these little pop-ups fade away. Oh no, hang on, they're actually coming back again. Although, I don't know what's triggering that.
I think when you mouse your cursor over it, or they get altered for the first time, it pops up.
Yeah, but only the first time, so we now don't know what's what anymore.
Luckily, I paid some attention. The Utahraptor skull was 30.
Yeah, the dragon scales were 1,500 or 1,400. Yeah,
those two were valuable. The jawbone up here is only 12 credits, so we ignore that.
Alright, so let's see if we
they're popping back up again.
Oh, hey, yeah, I wanted to get close to it for perhaps not even just the first time. Alright, so yeah, let's start stealing things then. The plesiosaur jawbone. I like dinosaurs. Danny Flash. Either he likes dinosaurs or he likes selling parts of dinosaurs. Nice. I'm surprised they don't have the alarm to go off, set to go off like the first time somebody breaks and steals
something. It is a strange way to set up a security system. Not how I'd do it.
Yeah. But it's quite convenient for a shadow runner. Mind you, deliberately bringing security down on ourselves is not ideal, but that is the job. That's what we're being paid for. So, mummified head? Interested in a mummified head?
Yeah, why not?
Who's at the head of, I wonder? I mean, a mummy, but formally. Valuables stolen. A Neanderthal skeleton. Wow.
Just the whole skeleton we're taking.
Huh? Yeah. Right. Gobbert can just put that inside of a rat or something. Maybe Duncan could hoist it over his shoulder. Oh, Isirabel's also here. I didn't notice because she's short, but an authentic Utahraptor skull, more dinosaur bits. There was also a fake one I noticed. That doesn't sound as good though.
Aha! Our threshold has increased.
Hooray! Oh, interesting.
Before taking anything else, let's see if there are other rooms.
Good idea. Value. Maybe there'll be something more valuable in another room, or because we probably won't be able to keep stealing once the alarm goes off. Yeah, a door. This place is all kind of barred. It's the museum is not operational yet. There's a painting of some kind. The Lady of Shalott.
No, that's a number. That's a 4-digit code.
1888 was the code, in fact. Hey, I can use my strength to check for anything unusual. By punching? You throw the books from the shelves and then break each shelf in half. Okay, that's great. That's a good skill check. Nice.
We might have busted the alarm threshold a little bit with that, which I guess is to be expected.
Well, let's see if putting in 1888 will A, do anything, B, raise the alarm threshold. No. Yeah. Well.
Do you want to deck?
No.
She just logs in.
Thank goodness. I was thinking right now I do not want to deck. I'm sure we'll have some reason to anyway, though. Looking forward to the Simon Says. She clacks out a few command strings on the terminal. Oh, nice. This section of the OS, says Isirobel, has a security hole that'll let her bypass the password without cracking it. Just has to spoof our user credentials and move right to the root menu. Alright, let's have a look at this. Business files. Hey, we can read the guy's emails. Okay, is it Lao Sheng? Was that the owner of this place?
Yes, I believe that's the rich man.
Yeah. Sheng, Lao of Ganshan Enterprises. Ah, yes. So he's referring to the fact that some people have been killed. So yeah, this place is built on an ancient, somebody's ancient burial ground, and there's catacombs and so on. And the workers are all being killed by ancient mysterious magic, right? So that's why the museum hasn't opened yet. I think Drake was concerned with that and hopes that taking the tomes away will stop it, or he may just want the tomes. I don't know. As your lawyer, I must advise you to double down on your construction safety protocols or to seek an alternative to monetary bribes. Wow, that guy's not a very good lawyer. Attracting investment. Oh, hey. So Zheng's business partners are upset about all the deaths and so on. I guess ancient catacomb museums don't automatically make you a lot of money.
No, and they do seem to always instill the idea that the work must continue, and all the
that's right.
all the corpses in the
mysteriously,
world are
the more you visit the tomb, the more you feel it is important to open the tomb. Ambience. All right, restricted. I feel like if I select one of these options, it might ask me to prove that I'm Lao Zheng or set the alarm off or anything, but I can't really resist the lure of business casual. That's business casual, is it? Looks a bit more like a disco to me.
Yeah, that's like happy hour, not business casual.
Remote building controls. Offline and network connectivity unavailable. Fair enough. Well, we're not actually done stealing here. Not done with theft, although there is this room that I have no idea whether going in there is going to kind of trigger something. I guess if I go in, I'll find out. Do you think we should actually avoid trying to actually set off the alarm? Like maybe we should just mostly set it off. Firearms or relics. No direct value. Here's some kind of painting thing, but we can't click on it. Kind of a cool looking room though. Good display piece place. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff here. That looks interesting. Imbued pottery, mystics staff. Okay.
This is where all the expensive stuff is.
Yeah, I want that. And I also want that. Nice. You gained karma from stealing enough things, or things of enough monetary value.
Do we want to? I think we now have enough to do a mid-mission karma upgrade.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we haven't spent karma in a while. Or at least didn't have that much karma to spend, so I'll just take a look and see what we've got then. Oh, hang on. Do not trip the museum alarm is actually an objective, so we're not aiming to trip it. Tripping it is actually
bad. All right.
So spending karma. Let's see. Doing more damage and hitting more often with key casting would be very good. Is strength what causes you to do more damage with punching?
Let's see. I think body might, but I could be wrong.
Hit points increased by 10 for each point of body.
No.
Strength use increases the damage value of melee attacks.
Right, then,
That's probably the one. Yeah, and then the other, we will want more willpower in future to be able to get access to more spells and sword spells.
feels like since strength is the largest one, and we are
going
to have a harder time getting to 6 than
Yep,
4,
let's do it.
For instance.
Strength it is. Okay, so we would be able to steal one more thing if we want to, but not 2 more things. We could go downstairs into the catacombs. We could open this door. I suppose that given this place is still under construction, having financial difficulties, maybe they don't have a lot of security guards around. Hence the only set it off if you have 10 thefts alarm.
We simply turn off? No. Okay.
Yeah. This thing is
I guess
not even operational.
There's probably power somewhere, maybe lower down.
Yeah, could be. Could be that we might go downstairs and come back up. So it is probably worth stealing one more thing.
Yes.
Didn't miss anything in these areas, did we?
Why am I asking you? I don't think so.
Hey, there's a locked door here. But, as locked doors tend to be, it's locked. I wonder if we missed some kind of entrance. There's a security camera there, which seems relevant, but actually isn't. This looks like a door, but it's not. I'm just kind of poking around this museum, basically. Okay, so let's see. There's an ancient vase. A valuable urn. That's quite valuable. There's a replica vase, which is not. I've gone with both vase and vase, as I'm not sure of my favourite way of pronouncing that word. How do you normally say it in, like, Maryland accents?
I say vase.
I think vase is the American way. I think I've been...
but it's one of those words where I go where like everyone goes either way a little bit. Like usually with like the words around it, which one sounds better?
I used to say I think vase all the time, and I think that's the more kind of Commonwealth English term. But I've definitely heard people say vase enough that it sounds relatively normal. All right, I think probably the best thing we can get at this point is that object of
valuable urn.
Yeah, the urn, which is easy to pronounce. So, let's take that and go look for some books, or hit the books, or at least hit the path to the books. These computers are also not on and not usable. These elevators don't go anywhere yet, so there's no more museum to explore, but there are some catacombs. Okay, so we have... the terrain is starting to get more catacomb-like. More like caves, really, aren't they? We've got a kind of threshold that's been built here.
They've got bottomless pits down here, so you know you're in a traditional
That's right.
catacomb.
Exactly. Do not enter, says the sign. I'll disregard this. Actually, you know what? We've actually been a little unfair. This is just a deep pit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So not particularly mystical. It is kind of dangerous. You could fall in there and break your neck. And this is still underneath Hong Kong, isn't it? We're still on the Fez. We haven't gone to the mainland. Oh, hello. A bunch of glowing green things are coming out of that object. And also there's blood.
Yeah, that's not good. That sort of green spray. Oh, hello.
That's
I think that usually means
skull.
a summon point.
Yeah.
Summon point for Gobbet.
Do you think that's a dragon skull?
I would guess. Yeah, I mean, that's not an elephant.
Yeah, there's not a lot of things with skulls that big. I guess it could be another plesiosaur bone. I don't know why they had things from plesiosaurs down here. But yeah, we'll head over in that direction and fight those guys at some point, possibly unexpectedly.
More blood.
More blood. Ah, yes. Let's go inspect this blood. Let's check it out, really get in there. There's nothing to find, I guess. It's not clear what the accidents are, the mysterious accidents that have happened to the workers, but the gargoyle might have something to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's no longer mysterious, right? Like,
Yeah.
What's causing it.
When you can see a monster, and you're trying to wonder what killed somebody around here. Hey.
That is one of our books.
Cool. The heavy tome is filled with cramped, spidery black script of an unrecognizable writing system. written on what appears to be ancient papyrus with occasional cuneiform mixed in. Huh. What did they estimate it was? Song Dynasty?
Yes.
The Song Dynasty is mythical, I believe. Although possibly not in the Shadowrun universe.
There's also like fog hanging around. Like usually that's also a bad sign.
Yeah, when you've got mystical fog, also there's a corpse here with more blood around it, and then I think one of the ancient books we're looking for. So that is definitely an area of interest to visit. Just, not quite yet. Oh. There's some kind of icon in the top right-hand corner of the screen that's bugging me a little here. What is this thing?
That means that you can engage in combat in this area.
Okay.
You will not, for instance, that icon will not appear when we're back in Haoi.
I see. Shipping terminal. Now unfortunately, this looks like something we might be able to jack into.
Yeah.
Well, if it can give us some kind of advantage in combat, I better do it. Don't know if it actually will, mind you. So here's our new decking spell, Killjoy.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it stuns somebody, I guess. So what are Isabel's existing programs? Reduces system trace. We want to try and use that at least. Tar Blaster, Medic, and Killer. Maybe until Isabel gets a better deck. Isabel, sorry. Not sure I should be using Killjoy.
Yeah, let's leave it off.
Yeah, it's not that powerful.
I believe we got it for free, so it's not like we...
No, we paid 100 new yen for it. Oh, you're right. We did get it for free. We traded it.
Yeah, it was.
We traded a cool story to Maximum Law for this. All right, here is the ice. I'm going to save the game here, and you know what? I'll probably be quite happy to load quick saves to avoid running into these stupid things, because the consequences are more Simon Says. It's just... Oh, yeah, in fact, here we go. Literally just pressing the load game button immediately. There we go. I hope I haven't committed a gaming sin here.
I'm sure our viewers will understand. Also, luckily, we do have that. I don't think we used it before, but she does have a system trace down ability that we haven't.
Yes, I think we didn't create the conditions to use it or weren't sure how to use it, but it's definitely worth trying out, because if we can keep the trace down, then we can brute force these deck things. All right. I don't suppose you want to try and do this bit?
I can't. Like, the delay is... the input delay makes it basically impossible.
Alright, fair enough. Okay, I'm just going to pay a little more attention to where they see. These things aren't actually hard if you are willing to pay attention. I see. It's safe to stand here, I think. Around here. Oh, hang on. That was not actually safe. Oh, God. I guess I'll press the button again. Oh, no. There will be some threshold beyond which too much loading will not be worthwhile. Ah, yes. Here's a reminder of the mission. The best part? Mr. Drake needs this run to look unprofessional. Shattered glass and looting is encouraged. Yeah, I forget... He was very wordy, and I liked it at the time, but it was some time ago, so I forget why he didn't want Shane to know.
He wants it to look like it's sort of the same as the key mission, where he doesn't want it to look like we intentionally came in there to steal the two books.
Okay, let's just... I don't want to draw the attention to multiple watches here, so I'll actually move around there. And then let's try and just zap it. Okay, that worked. It's dead. This is good.
Do we have the ability to... Oh, I bet I know what it is. It's probably some stupid thing where we can only use that system trace down thing in combat. So
Could
we have to have already...
Could be that we can actually use it here somehow, but... maybe not, though. Yeah, so possibly we do... Yeah, next time we get into combat, if we do get into combat again... I will look into that possibility. Alright, so there's that thing moving past us. It's going up there now. And once it comes back down again, we'll run up here. Okay. Well, we've reached this place, but there was no reason to do so. Decking kind of sucks, doesn't it?
It's not great.
I think I would probably enjoy it somewhat if it wasn't for the time pressure of recording a video for people to watch. It's not... oh, well, okay. Okay, so this system trace cancellation thing, suppression 1.0. I guess I just click on it.
Yeah.
I didn't do much. Do I have to cast it on myself?
It hasn't activated. Yeah, you have to...
Yeah, okay. Right, well, that was probably worthwhile. Although the thing then keeps tracing us. But yeah, watchers are not hard to kill. That's the saving grace, is that if you do end up fighting them, it's not particularly disastrous. Alright, so there's actually only one pathway that matters through this room. Yeah, when you're paying more attention and not, for example, chatting, it's not too hard to do these things. But we have to chat, right?
Yeah,
it's our brief...
It is the premise of the full
it's also
operation.
who we are as human beings.
Yes. Oh yeah, so the end of the reason I stopped playing Dragonfall.
Mm-hmm.
If you run through here. The reason I stopped playing Dragonfall is because the last set piece of Dragonfall is an inside-outside. I mean, we saw it. We were loading up the before we started recording the series. We did a
I loaded. I saved from within the last level somewhere.
Yeah, and it was from that boss fight. It's an inside-outside. You've got one person inside the decking world doing decking stuff.
Well, that's the classic net running concept. That's the heist. That's the point of the whole thing, really.
And then you've got your other people on the outside shooting robots that keep swarming into the room in waves. And that sucks. Like, it's not fun to play. Because imagine doing this, but like, you can't do the little, like, thing you're doing right now where you sort of bumble around.
Yeah, it's all in combat mode. Yeah, I vaguely remember this. I played Dragonfall, like, 8-9 years ago. I enjoyed it. It's a pretty good game, but it certainly... How do I get past this goddamn thing?
Now.
I guess yeah, you're right. Yeah. I literally misclicked there. Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
That's because I forced the ice instead of Simon Says-ing it. Okay, consequences. Consequences of our own actions, I guess. Okay, I better pull out the ESP here, because this is... that's actually somewhat of a dangerous situation for Isabel. Her name is cool, but hard to say. Is there any way to tell how many hit points an enemy has?
Unfortunately, no. I don't think there's any way to... Because if you click on them, it's going to try to move you to them.
Yeah.
I think you have to go by the help point bar.
Todd. And, in fact, one of them. Might as well try and finish him off, then. He's killed. So the shield program. Not sure how much actual shielding it can do, but I believe now that we've hit the maximum system trace level, there's a risk of Isabel taking actual damage, so I will shield her, I guess. I think that's how it works. Not sure. Oh, right, the door attacks us now. So far, we haven't experienced, like, permanent consequences from one of these runs. Not that I'm saying I want to.
I think the shield guy has at least a decent enough attack to handle the little guys.
Yeah, better than not attacking. This whole thing is really kind of saved for us to some extent by Isabel having good stats. We have to make sure we keep up with that. If there's ever an opportunity to get her a better deck, I will seize it. 38 damage. That's an inconvenient number. Let's see, what else? Sniffer, medic. Don't need it, thankfully. Kill a Tar Blast us back up, but no longer useful. I'll try and get the shield guy to kill that thing. I'm not sure this white ice can actually reach us.
Yeah, I think he poured it in a weird place.
Yeah, dumb of him. Alright, let's go for the shooting door then. Excellent.
Alright.
Man, Isirabel must be typing so fast right now. Choom. Yeah, it just can't do anything to us. Alright. Oh, that was actually completely effective.
Breadsticks and get out of here.
Yeah. Let's do that thing you say. Well, I can't move that far, I guess. The combat does not automatically end. I don't think that matters, thankfully. You can do most things in combat in this game. Alright, we've got some pay data, and I guess that's it. We picked up a spell, which unfortunately may have been a duplicate of a spell that Danny already knows. Actually, it was an aim.
I wonder if... I'm beginning to think there might not actually be any consequences for failing the stealth stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what exactly does it mean if you're... I mean, you have to fight things, but they're not that hard to fight, so maybe there's not a very severe consequence. At least with the levels of computer intrusion, countermeasure and enforcement that we've encountered so far. Okay, I guess I should jack out, although I can't because we're in combat. Okay, let's not do that then.
Alright, so you have to, the consequences now we're stuck in combat and you have to run back to the jacked out point.
Right, which actually entails more fighting. I see. Well, that's certainly a thing. Well, it's better, I think, to do that fighting rather than do the emergency jack out. No, okay, we're good now. I forget what the penalty for the emergency thing was. If it happens to us again, I'll pay more attention to it, but it definitely had one.
It was -5 AP and something else.
I do not want -5 AP.
It sounded like a minus like 5 hit points or something. It was minor damage.
Mm-hmm. A wound of some kind. Alright, I think it's time to attend to this gargoyle situation. There's not just a gargoyle, there's also a mummified corpse. I don't know why either of those things is here. But I bet I can guess their relationship to this torn apart body. Let's save the game before walking over there. I don't know how dangerous a gargoyle is.
Seems like a weird... Like, is there a tradition of gargoyles in Chinese mythology?
I don't know, I'm afraid.
Also, he's a small gargoyle.
Oh, hello. We've been... I hesitate to call this ambushed, but... What?
What just happened?
I don't quite know. So this is
what did you just do? What happened? Oh, you got dragged into the netherworld?
Apparently, yeah, dragged into the netherworld. Well, that's inconvenient. Well, this could be fun. Okay.
Well, that's a pretty brutal opening round for Danny.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. So,
switch to... well, is the machete better than the knuckles?
Let's see. So that would do... actually, I can't tell. Machete is damage 10. The knuckles are damage 9. The spiked fist is damage 10 as well. So it's catching up. I think... Yeah... Neither of them is armor piercing. Damage 10, stun 1. Damage 10, no stun. So at this point the machete is still very slightly better. Yeah, okay. I wonder if we want to use the medkit on ourselves. Unfortunately, last wound is only 2, so that wouldn't be very effective, would it?
Well, medkit heals flat HP.
Right, yes.
Being the heal spell.
Right, but then it's not carrying any. So, we've got 2 AP to deal with this preternatural corpse. We're standing right next to it. Probably the best thing to do is to open with a Mana Fist. Either that or stripping its armor and then a Mana Fist. Has it got armor? 2 armor.
Well, I think I prefer doing... We need to do damage to this guy, like, immediately.
Yeah, we do. So let's not waste time stripping armor. Huh.
What, did we kill it? What is...
I can't say I was expecting that. I think some kind of bad mojo is taking place here. Something is going down in this tomb. Okay, so...
All right. So this is one of the reasons why we should have considered buying a shotgun for Duncan. Because he'd be much better with a shotgun right now.
But we did consider it. That's not the problem. We didn't do it.
Right.
I think this is a good time for a grenade, or the grenades actually aren't AoE, are they? I know they are AoE. Why isn't it? When I select the grenade, it's not actually giving me the option to do anything with it.
I don't think you can target the ground. Like, you select the grenade and click on a...
Right, we don't know how... just wondering what the blast radius is. I wouldn't want to hit our friends.
Currently, it seems... Yeah, that's selected. Huh.
Yeah.
Like, why won't... Okay, it'll select... What?
Yeah, I am actually not able to select the grenade for some reason, it seems.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on there. Oh, maybe it requires 2 AP and I've only got 1. I think we've all had an AP drained by the initial explosion.
Right.
Yeah. Alright, so let's use some kind of short-range burst fire instead, or... can't burst fire, but we can shoot at the gargoyle or the corpse. Well, the mummified corpse is literally right here. It's flanked, got a high chance to hit it. Let's just shoot it in the head. Of course it's mummified, so shooting it in the head is not that effective, but let's bring Danny up, or possibly shoot magic.
What about, he has magic, yeah.
Yeah, let's see how good that would be, because then I wouldn't have to waste time moving. 72% to hit the mummified corpse for damage 8, armor piercing 2. Or we could try and machete it, and can't actually get there, so let's, throw a mana bolt. It missed.
70% chance to hit in an XCOM game.
Now, this is probably a situation where Isabel shouldn't fire a grenade launcher, I'm thinking.
Yes.
It could be a problem if she does. Maybe she wants to get into cover and take a pistol shot or use a med kit.
No, she only has 1 AP, so moving into cover ends her turn.
I see.
She does have a burst fire for 1 AP. Just empty.
Yeah, increases chance of critical. Okay, she's not badly wounded enough to actually have to be in cover right now, so let's go for it. Hey, that worked out. It's redemptive. Okay, Gobbet is also not particularly wounded, so can't use haste, takes too many AP. She could grant armor to someone, but no one is tanking right now.
Except for our tank, who is woefully out of position.
Yeah. I would heal him if his wound was bigger than 2. I might heal him anyway. I mean, we're going to
getting a huge... Taking a huge amount of damage and then a very small, upkeep amount of damage.
It was a good opening, wasn't it? Gotta hand it to these guys. Ouch! Cripes, don't do that to Dan. Oh, hang on. It's this thing.
Is that the same one?
I think so.
Oh, God.
Wow. No, hang on. What the... These guys know what they're doing. Okay, I think Danny's got to get in there and help fight these things that charge. Preternatural corpse. Yeah, that's the one which has been teleporting us around. The gargoyle's got a shitload of armor. I kind of do want to strip that.
Well, the good news is that about us not getting into cover last turn is we didn't end up flanked in our cover from last turn.
Yes. Yeah, standing behind that thing would have been a bad idea. Now cover seems good, except possibly for Danny. But then again, strip armor is, I think, probably worth using. Though it does only decrease it by 2. You think that's worthwhile?
I don't think anything is worth more than doing damage right now. You need to get the number of guys on the field down and out.
Maybe so.
What's the gargoyle's armor?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Maybe just manifest. Or no, manifest is on cooldown.
I can't manifest. It's not on cooldown, but I can't use it because it's too far away. But if I charge, then I'll be in a position to do punches in the future. So that's all right. Killing hands, not armor piercing. None of these are armor piercing except manifest. Okay, we'll try and do damage. Chop. Missed. Crabs. Okay, so now I can use a grenade launcher at least. And I think I will. I think this is time to shoot grenade. May miss and skew to a nearby tile, but punching this guy seems to teleport you, so if hitting him with a grenade teleports you, it probably won't be worse. Yeah, just straight up hit him, despite not having a very good chance to hit in theory. This thing is still flanked. guy is harder to hit, even though it's being grenaded.
Yeah, I think he's still technically in cover from you, from Duncan.
Right, I think it's time for a beanbag shot. Since we won't necessarily be able to kill these things too rapidly, let's have them attack us less as well. See how effective this is. Gobbet is right here in the thick of things with everyone else. She probably
Gobbet should. This is like the See, well, there's the summon. There's also this is like the best use case for the submachine gun pistol thing.
Yeah, or to get into cover, but I think we're gonna go with the summon first because that was doing it. The earlier you do it, the more useful it is. So what's this thing got? This rock fist and smash of powers.
That description for rock fist, very helpful.
A fist of rock. It's not it's not a fire fist or an ice fist or anything. It's classified in a particular elemental way. So this is actually really helpful to have a spirit here in the middle of these guys.
I'd say punch the corpse and see if it teleports them again.
Yeah, in fact, I'm also going to... How many AP has this thing got? 4. Wow. Yeah, let's actually try petrifying it, because this thing's got weird powers. I don't want it to use them anymore. Then I'll punch it.
Excellent.
Punch. And more punch. Yeah, Gobbet is situationally... Sorry, go on.
Do you think it's possible that Danny did so much damage to that one guy that it killed him, and that's why he teleported back?
Maybe.
I noticed that guy didn't have, like... Why are there's so many of these fuckers?
There are quite a few of the fuckers. But that spirit summon is very helpful. Alright, now we can use Mana Fist to get through the gargoyle's armor, although its chance to hit is too low. I do need more willpower.
I think it's key casting, so it's using different...
Yeah, whereas the machete is 99%, so maybe it's not the time for a Mana Fist. Well, in that case, I am going to strip its armor, because that will let everyone do more damage to it. And then chop. Okay. Izirobel is absolutely licensed to fire more grenades at this point. She will. Hell yes. Blowing up our own rock spirit doesn't matter. It's got a lot of hit points. And she's not badly wounded enough to need to retreat, so I will reload. Now, possibly... Gobbet may want to haste someone.
If she's hasting someone, it's going to be a Izirobel.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Let's do more explosions, because they're really set up for them. Those were good grenades. I appreciate that.
Yes, they were.
It really makes up for the last fight a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, so... And she actually hurt herself a little bit with one of them, but whatever.
Duncan can just unload a burst into the gargoyle.
Yeah, maybe even full auto fire. It's got its armor stripped, it doesn't have cover, it's stunned. Use all the bullets. Wow, I did 28 damage. That's pretty good.
And now it's Rock's turn.
Yeah, so this can give armor buffs to people as well. This is a good spirit. There's actually still a gargoyle thing over there. And then there's this one to try and finish off. Let's try and come in and help everyone. Yeah, we really want to focus on one enemy at a time when possible here. Oh, fuck. That's not what I wanted. That's absolutely, completely not what I wanted at all. There's like... it's a bad spirit. I want to punish it, but Oh well.
Well, he still has 2 AP, so he can go hit the corpse, I guess.
Won't that hurt us even more?
Well, I mean, we can't. Like, there's no way that we get through this fight without. Well, I guess charging over there and hurting him might be fine.
Might be better, yeah.
But was that poisonous gas on hit from our summon or on death from the gargoyle?
I don't actually know. It may well have been the latter, yeah. Maybe the gargoyle exploded. These guys have a bag of tricks, and they're really using them on us. Okay, so this is manifestable. Yes, that was a good punch.
Alright, I think we want to retreat from the gargoyle before killing it.
I agree. I've been having some gargoyle problems.
Leave a Izirobel without using her AP for now, and get get Gobbet and Duncan out of the blast zone.
To safer places, yeah. Duncan can move back here. Gobbet can move back here. Danny can't move, but that's all right. Let's take a shot. Oh yeah, explosion. Oh, that's right, she's hasted, so she gets to reload. Probably should have used a medkit, but whatever. Reloading is still good. Actually, speaking of medkits, I'm tempted to do this.
What's Duncan's wound?
He's wounded 5. Has Gobbert got her spell up?
Best use?
She has, yeah. Okay, yeah, Danny's wounded 4, Gobbert and Duncan and Isabel are in fact all wounded 5. Probably because they all got hit by the
gas, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, who's the best person to heal? Probably Duncan.
And then maybe have Duncan medkit Danny.
Yeah, in fact I'll use a big one because I think he gets these for free.
Yeah.
It's not working for some reason.
Oh, you have to be adjacent.
Ah,
all right.
Yes, that's right. There you go.
Adjacent.
Alright, what the hell is this thing doing? Noxious Breath, AP -1 per round. Wow, these like evil spirit monsters, well I guess they're technically not spirits at all, but these, corpse beasts, tomb antagonists.
They suck.
I was going to say they were cool, actually. I think they have some interesting
Well, yeah,
tricks.
but they suck to fight.
Okay, let's move away from that because Isabel's about to shoot things and do a aimed burst, which is really her only chance of hitting it, I think. So that or putting armor on someone, so yeah. It wasn't very effective. This might be. It was moderately effective. It was also moderately effective. And... oh. Ah! Cool noises. Okay, so if we do manage to punch this thing apart, it might explode again, but at least we'd win the fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Ah, right, the AP drain.
Maybe this is the situation for strip armor, since you can't run up to it.
You can multiply other people's damage to it.
And then pull. I think Isabel is the only one really in danger of the gas. Because I think it's like in a 9x9 or 3x3.
It might have been 5x5 rather than 3x3. I think it wasn't. Then again, maybe the dead one was adjacent to everybody. Yeah, okay,
yeah, because he was really in there.
I will move. Okay, let's find out, I guess. There's no cover to move to, though. Oh, there is. There is. So there's a decent chance she hits Gobbert with a grenade here, but Gobbert's probably used to it.
See if the pistol, because it's armor stripped now.
I guess. In fact, we can pierce the remaining armor with an aimed shot. 86%, that's about half and half. A little bit of damage. And...
the gargoyle is bleeding somehow.
Yep. I don't know what happened to our spirit. It sort of went away at some point.
Yeah, we have limited turns with them.
It may be bleeding chips of rock or something. So... Gobbert is still very bad at using a gun. I suppose she could haste to give Danny an AP, which he can use to charge in and become the tank.
Yeah.
Let's try this. Because otherwise it will attack somebody else. I guess it uses AoE anyway. But Isabel had cover, thankfully. Okay, so let's hope that Gobbert is in fact out of range here and try and fist it. Yep, indeed, it was 1x1. So I think we did well there. Those guys were actually quite nasty, but we used tactics to counter.
That is what you want to do. You want to have a little bit of a surprise and then recover.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Game. We've got to find out where the hell the shadow dimension is that we were sent to at some point. Like, is that an actual place that is on the map?
I assume it's like hidden off on a corner of this map.
Yeah, is it a map button in this game?
I do not believe so.
Right, I guess you don't need one because you can kind of zoom out and around and stuff. Oh, hello.
Yeah. See, there it is.
No, that's the decking.
Then I have to go up to the left? Like...
Ah, yes.
There it is.
The Shadow Realm. Also, it's quite funny. The Matrix is like on the map.
Yeah.
Probably should not be visible.
Yeah, I bet that's what it. That area in the top level of the tugboat,
the lifeboat
that we couldn't get to,
the bolt hole.
I bet that there will be a decking segment in
yeah,
the area.
Could be
eventually.
Because after all, Isabel's computer is very cool. The octopus, and so we're probably going to have things with the octopus features. I guess one more book to take, I guess.